President Trump's falling out with Elon Musk certainly seemed inevitable given its transactional nature, and it also falls into a pretty clear pattern. The president took a blowtorch to his burned bridge with Musk in an interview with NBC's Kristen Welker. Trump said his billionaire frenemy was, quote, very disrespectful to the office of the president. And he added that he assumed their relationship was over. It's Trump's signature move of hiring the best people and then trashing them on their way out. According to the New York Times, the implosion began just moments after Musk's Oval Office farewell last week, when, as soon as the cameras left, Trump confronted Musk over political donations to Democrats by his nominee to run NASA, Jared Isaacman, who is a Musk associate. The feud has now escalated to include Musk calling for Trump's impeachment in a tweet, which he later took down, and the president threatening to cancel federal contracts with Musk's companies. And that's just part of the drama. According to the New York Times, after Trump was briefed on a Times article about Musk's alleged drug use during the campaign, Trump told associates that Musk's, quote, crazy behavior was linked to drug use. Joining us now is someone who knows Trump's pattern very well. Michael Cohen, Trump's former personal attorney and principal at Crisis X. He's also the host of the Mea Culpa podcast, co-host of the Political Beatdown podcast, and Substack host and creator of The Real Michael Cohen. Michael, it's been a long time since we've seen each other. Thank you for coming to the weekend.
Good to see you, Jonathan.
So your perspective on the Musk-Trump breakup and also the role loyalty plays, because you of all people know, when it comes to Donald Trump, loyalty is a one-way street.
Yeah, well, I've said that many, many a time, that he's like First Avenue here in New York City, right? One way. This was never going to go well. I think you and I have spoken about this, 8 months ago when I said to you that bromance is never going to last. Why? Because you're talking about two massive egos. I kind of compared them the other day in one of my Substacks to two sort of amped up hyenas fighting over the carcass, pulling it out of the dirt, figuring out which one is going to eat more versus less. I mean, that's really the scenario that, we're sitting with right now. And sadly for Elon Musk, he didn't take the hint when I was so vocal about it, because as rich as he is, you're never richer than the government, and you're certainly never more powerful than the president.
But, Michael, do you think that the president may have met his match a little bit with Elon Musk? I mean, him talking about Epstein so quickly, so getting it so personal. Both of them are probably equally unpredictable, equally petty, equally, rich, or at least Musk wins that one at the end of the day. Do you think that the president has met his match with Elon Musk when it comes to that? They both have social media platforms.
Right. The problem with Elon Musk is, first, again, you're never as rich as the United States government, which Trump has now full and total control over, including the weaponization of the Department of Justice, something I know a lot about. Second, you're never more powerful than the president. The problem for Elon Musk is he doesn't understand this political guerrilla warfare. If he wants, I'm more than happy to walk him through it. There is a way that he could, let's just say, elevate himself, but you can't beat the president of the United States, because just as soon as he starts losing, he has the ability to change the rules. Like, look at what he's doing now in Los Angeles by basically turning around, taking over the National Guard and sending them, into the streets against civilians who are what? Putting up slogans and banners. Since when does that become a national security threat?
But Elon Musk is a provider of national security services that no other company is able to do. He simply has unparalleled technical skill that the U.S. government wants, and it would impact us negatively if he decided to pull that support. Granted, he wants to keep the billions flowing, but he also has the power of his purse when it comes to political campaigns, as we saw last cycle. And so Donald Trump has threatened Elon Musk. He said there would be consequences if he decided to to support Democrats in the midterms. What do you make of how real that threat is?
So the threat is actually real by Trump. You start talking to people like Steve Bannon, and I called this as well. When I had said that Trump was going to pull a Mohammed bin Salman on Elon Musk, and I said this like 6-7 months ago, you're going to take his money, they're going to shutter his businesses. So take, for example, SpaceX.
Do you think Trump will actually take over, like Steve Bannon has suggested,
to nationalize SpaceX?
Nationalize.
Well, it's going to be difficult, right? But we do have NASA, right? All of a sudden, SpaceX has become our NASA? I don't think so. But Steve Bannon is calling for the nationalization of SpaceX. This is a problem because this is how they're thinking. Again, this is all political guerrilla warfare.
Hey, Michael, you mentioned Steve Bannon, so let's play some of that sound of Steve Bannon talking about Elon Musk, SpaceX, and what he thinks should happen to Elon Musk.
The action that President Trump should be taking immediately, I think, when he threatens to take one of the big programs out of SpaceX, President Trump tonight should sign an executive order calling for the Defense Production Act to be called in SpaceX and seize SpaceX tonight before midnight. The U.S. government should seize it. They got to go back to this, as Stuart Stevens talked about, and go through everything about his immigration status. I happen to believe, given the facts that I've been shown, that he's an illegal alien, and illegal aliens got to be deported.
I mean, that's some fire coming from Steve Bannon. But the question is, would Donald Trump actually follow Steve Bannon's advice?
Well, there is a reason why Steve Bannon is nowhere near the White House. The guy is crazy. But to go ahead and to, enact that antiquated, policy, we have to be at war for that. So where he's calculating that we're at war because there's a fight going on between Elon Musk verbally on his X and on Trump's Truth Social, I'm not really sure that constitutes the war that Steve Bannon is talking about.
Michael, really quickly in the time that we have left, you were on the Weekend Prime and said that you would, I think your words were, selfishly accept a pardon from President Trump. In the past, you've called him a racist, a con man, and a cheat. Do you really believe that he would, at the end of the day, someone like that you described would give you a pardon and you would accept it?
So let me correct you on this because I don't suspect you actually read the letter. The letter is, while it gives me the benefit of the pardon, it's really for the benefit of 70 million Americans. Myself, I'm
not talking about the letter. I'm talking about what you said
It's in the letter. It's the op-ed that was drafted by myself and Jesse Jackson Jr.
You know what, Renee? Can we play the sound from the Weekend Primetime from last weekend, please?
If Trump were to have a change of heart, would you accept a pardon from him?
Selfishly, I would, simply because it would make my life a little easier, going back into real estate, dealing with banks and so on. I owe no money. It was nonviolent. Why should I be a felon for life? That's not the way the system should work. Right,
that's what I'm referring to.
I understood, but if you continue to play it further, I explain that there's 70 million Americans similarly situated to myself. By the way, the president himself as well, with the felony conviction, that after you do your time, so long as you have resolved all of your issues, I have no restitution or anything, that the sentence that was imposed upon me should not be a sentence for life. It's not a life sentence. And that was the point that I was making. And that's what I basically talk about in this pardon application. And I do not believe that the folks that were surrounding Joe Biden actually looked at the document, which took me 5 months to prepare. I have seven letters of support from significant people, 2 members of Congress, an ethics czar. I have the 2 leading constitutional law professors in America and 2 historical Watergate attorneys as well, all pushing for it because, look, to be fair, my conviction was predicated off of, Trump getting his pecker pulled by a porn star.
So do you think there's any chance in hell Donald Trump will pardon you?
Well, listen, it would be very helpful to him as well. If he's looking for that Nobel Peace Prize, imagine you're helping 70 million Americans. 70 million Americans would have their lives changed by an executive order. put forth by Trump.
Michael Cohen, thank you.